Alright, guys, welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft. Here with Doc from the Hermitcraft server. Yes, indeed. And look at that. Yeah, looking good. I think our villager situation is resolved. We got plenty of him. And look at my inventory. Clean. Huh? I'll give you some props for that. No? Alright then. So yeah, breeder works well. We reached a level where sometimes the villagers take a little bit of entity cramming damage in here, and it's really funny. They fly around and shoot each other around. It's like they it's like if you put 200 rats in a cage, eventually they will go crazy and then start killing each other, and that's kind of what's going on here. So yeah, the breeder works very fine, very fine. I think you should pay royalties to beat-ups whenever you use the term very fine, very fine. Yeah, good output here with the breeder. Very happy with it. And let's quickly have a look. Is there? Oh yeah, there's more babies in there. So it's continuously producing now. And I threw way more carrots in there to jumpstart the thing. And I think now it's kind of at a stage where it continuously breeds. I'm not 100% sure if the amount of carrots we harvest in total is sufficient to keep it rolling, but for now we should be good. And in case of emergency, I can always micro farm some more carrots and then toss them in manually if you really want to jumpstart the thing. But yeah, seems to work fine, and nothing, no zombies and baddies spawn anywhere and kill stuff. Let it run for a day and a half and all looks good. So that's fine. Very fine. Yeah, now soon it's time to start to build the villager trading hall. It's a very big project and I'm still gathering some resources for it. But we should soon be ready to build it. Would be a really big project. We want to dig out a whole lot over there and have it in there. And then the infrastructure here is pretty much done. And yeah, we can start making this place look a bit better. I was thinking of a cave-themed look, with stalactites and vines and stuff, just to, make it look a bit better in here. Also, let's start our minecart here. I did that off camera because it's just a combination of some things we already made so far here on the server this season. Here we got 2 item filters, one for melons and the other for pumpkins. And yeah, that is hooked up to shulker box filling stations. And yeah, we're collecting melons and pumpkins here. Then we can later easily take with us, if we want to do some trading later. Maybe I even automatically send them over to the trading hall. And then we will build a little nifty system that will automatically dispense tradable goods for us. The only downside is, we at one point still will have to craft melons, the melons license into melons, but with the new crafting stuff here, it's easier to do than before without using any macros and stuff. Yeah, here we go, another villager. And yeah, we're reaching a nice filling state here. Did they start to fight each other again? I mean, there is, let me see, entities, 100 something or so crammed in there. Pretty good. Can definitely hold more. Oh, just one grew up. It's funny how they shoot around in there. So that's pretty decent. I'm happy with that now. And yeah, while I'm here, oh, another villager. Yeah, that thing is really kicking now. Good stuff. Yeah, and here this works too. Let's switch it off though. You should always switch off this farm when you're not around, because yeah, minecarts sometimes behave a bit weirdly, while loading and unloading areas. The minecart could potentially get stuck there somewhere. But yeah, I think we're good. It should come in now, deliver another load. Very fine. And yeah, while I'm here working on here, I always switch it on, but it's a bit, it's slightly laggy when all the pistons are firing constantly, plus the entities around. So yeah, constantly letting it run is a bit annoying while recording. Oh, Okay, we just got a new shulker box here, all full of melons. And of course the pumpkins take a bit longer to fill up. I mean, you always get like 3 to 5 slices or so from the melons. So that's that. Alright, good stuff. So today we want to do the fix for the max entity cramming exploit chamber, so to speak, whatever you want to call it. And I also need to have some walkways down here. It gets a bit tedious to walk around here. So let's see, this should be my redstone box. Yeah, I think we have everything we need to fix the entity cramming chamber in here. So let's grab that. And didn't I have some shears or some leaves down here? Yeah. Alright, where's the way out? It's getting packed down here. Do you guys always have that problem too, that you dig out an underground area and it's always too small and you underestimate how much space you need? That's a problem I run into quite a lot in Minecraft. I underestimate the amount of area that is needed. Today we also need to do a massive deforestation project. I want to build let's say a walkway or some passageway through here, all the way over to the skull, because yeah, we're going back and forth here a lot, and later when we finish the area downstairs we want to build a nice elevator and things, so everything is a bit more smooth. Right now it's all rugged. And oh, hey, relax. Okay, dead. Oh, constantly unlocking new recipes. Feels like you're playing Minecraft for the first time ever. Okay, so good. I think I should have everything I need to fix the thing. Alright, let's go to our skeleton farm and fix stuff so we can use it again the way we want to. Who plays this thing here, by the way? And also we're running low on diamonds. We should do some caving soon. Oh no, really? Oh yeah, there's a new burning sound. You hear that? Oh my god. Okay. No, don't wanna die. Damn. This jungle. It is so hostile. It is just very hostile. Where is the dude? Okay, that should do the trick. Yep, he dead. Very fine. So right now, as you see, there's not much NHO role-playing going on from my side. I'm focusing a bit on the technical side of things, getting our base up and running, and I think it's good to have a little bit of a mix, between the role-playing aspects and the actual gameplay. But I have a little appointment with B-dubs and we need to keep the NHO train rolling, of course. Lots of stuff happened and he really needs to catch me up, and we need to talk about new strategies and things, how we're gonna deal with those suckers. It's not over yet. The NHO will never back down, and La Revolution is still giving us some headaches. I think they challenged us to a fight, pretty much. But I'm not sure if they're worthy opponents yet. I mean, Iska is pretty good in PvP, you have to give it to him. But they got a weak link. They got Rendog. Well, we got a weak link too. Namely B-dubs when it comes to PvP. But yeah, we'll see. Well, the easiest way, and we're down here at the farm, is to use ladders to fix it. You could also... The problem is, why does the vine break all of a sudden now in 1.12? Well, it's another weird bug fix or whatever it is. I'm not really understanding. But if you have a block 36, and that happens when you move blocks around over a vine, they now break. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. But it is what it is. So, to fix it, we can just go in there. Let's kill all that. Kill the vine back here. And we replace that with ladders. That should work just fine. So you could either move the piston one block up. Oh man, this is gonna be annoying. Die, die, die. Wait, I could also open this actually. Yeah, and toss him down. Put one here, put one there. Close this again. And that should work normally pretty fine. Let me see. Go away. Yep, it works. Okay. Then just use letters. Come on, let me place this. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good. Last thing I need is I need slime block over on top of here. I tried out the other fix, not too happy about it. Oop. And there we go. Yeah. That should work okay. Sometimes they get stuck at the ladder a little bit, but then they get eventually pulled over. Now they're fighting because they saw me and are shooting each other. Okay, let's clear the thing real quick. Okay. And run it again. See, this guy, yep. They get pulled eventually. Yeah. Should be alright. And if there's one acting up, he will eventually get crushed. Alright, so using ladders is a simple fix for the thing. For now. Not 100% happy about it. I had this fix worked out with vines, but it was inconsistent. There was update issues with the vines. For example, if you unintentionally broke the lower vine in the wrong moment, it updated the top vine and it still broke. But yeah, like this. Should still work. And if there's one in there and a new one is coming up, they should never get stuck. Let me see. Yeah, gets pulled right away. Alright. Yeah. Yeah. Most of them get pulled. Still, it's a bit annoying. Another one of these bug fixes where you ask yourself, why? Don't understand. Why was that an issue? Where did it come from? Probably related to something else. I don't know. But yeah, as I said, just using letters fixed the issue. Also, I guess you could make it a little bit better. Right now, we're dropping the skeletons in from here, and they have a tendency to land at the lower or backside of the whole thing. So you could, for example, have a trapdoor there, which aligns them better. Let's try that real quick. Do I have a trapdoor in my redstone chest? I think by doing this we could make it even better. Yes, we do. Okay. Let's see. So instead of the sign we use in here, we use a trapdoor to align stuff. So we break this. And yeah, we can have a full block there. That doesn't matter. And we put a trapdoor here. Oh god. Skeletons. Go away. Wooden trapdoor would be better. No. Oh god, this is gonna be a pain. Quick. Okay. And do we have a lever? Yes, we do. To pull it up. That should help to align them better, I would assume. Oh my god! No, no, no. Bad idea. Bad idea. Bad idea. Bad idea. Bad idea. Very bad idea. Oh, let's bail. We're pulling them out. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Leave me alone. Alright, that's not a good plan. Yep. Alright. This is a good fix. Didn't see anyone getting stuck. They are aligned properly now. Sweet, okay, that works. What I did now is I just have the trapdoor here, you know, as before, behind this block, and another trapdoor here on top. That also helps to pull skeletons that are mid-air. So yeah, works, fixed. This is the way to go here. Ooh, and yeah, we need some glass to fix this hole, and then we should be good again. We will get no stuckies. I mean, they're fighting each other now, and then yeah, he shot them and knocked them back. And also with the ladders, it's kind of better because you never are in danger of breaking any vines here. So yeah, that should be working fine. Yep, they don't get stuck anymore. Sweet. Alright, that is fixed. So now let me quickly get some... Do we have... No, we have no glass here, right? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. You know what? Temp fix. Spruce it up with some leaves. Make it look nice. That works too. Alright, sweet. That's the fix for the entity cramming chamber. Just use ladders and a little bit of different alignment. Sweet. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dog Chop podcast. Yeah, we will now enter a segment of the video where I'll do a repetitive job. And you guys can put the video in the background and listen to me while I talk in my ASMR language, voice, tone, whatever you want to call it, and clear some space through the woods here. So guys, I wanted to, take some time to talk about some stuff here and there. I regularly did that in the past, always, and I always get positive feedback about things I need to talk about, things that are on my mind, updates around the channel, about the YouTubing and all that good stuff. So the first topic I want to talk about today, and I briefly mentioned it in the last episode. Oh yeah, one thing before that. I criticized Maria, one of the developers, last time, and whenever I do that, I always underestimate how people can react to things like that. And I saw a bunch of comments and hashtag down with Maria and stuff like that. Guys, I totally don't endorse that behavior. If you wanna achieve a change, or if you don't like something, normally the positive way and the efficient way to go about it is to give positive reinforcement, not bash somebody, and make him feel bad. We don't want to bash our developers. We're happy they're there. That is always really important. So that whole down with Maria thing, I didn't mean it like that. I am pretty sure Maria, as a new developer, which is not easy. You come to a new workspace and then you get confronted with that crazy Minecraft community, and you're bound to make a mistake here and there. So don't bash her. If you want to, there's always the bug tracker, and cases can be reopened and can be addressed and so on. So it's, too much negativity never works, and I'm not a friend of that, really, bashing people and making them feel bad. We had negative experiences with that in the past. Just imagine if you constantly whine and are aggressive towards our developers and make them feel bad, eventually they won't listen at all, right? That's logic consequence. So no, not down with Maria. All hail Maria, and hopefully she will continue doing the great work. She also did some really cool stuff, already in the game. So some of her bug fixes might be a bit controversial, but in the end, moving on and running with it. So I don't know. Well, I had to rebuild my villager breeder now, but hey, come on, it's great. Something else to do in Minecraft. And we'll see how it goes. But keep it positive, and that bashing, being negative to people, is not good. But I think that is alright. On the other hand, I think sometimes in our times there is a bit of an oversensitivity towards things. Some people call him, I'm not a fan of labels, but some people call him social justice warriors, and actually the idea behind fighting for social justice, nobody can say that is a bad idea. You wanna treat people fair, respectful, and so on. But sometimes, in the internet, things go overboard, and the term social justice warriors became very, very negatively tainted by now. Which is a shame because the basic idea behind it is not that bad, you know. But as soon as you introduce the word warrior into something, I always get suspicious. That sounds quite aggressive already. So yeah. I got hit by that a little bit lately with a funny, in my opinion, quite innocent video I did when I was in my vacation, on my vacation in Spain, in Sevilla there, and we walked around, checked out the beautiful town. I really can highly recommend that if you are not, you know, flashed by too much heat in the summer or even in early summer right now in June. I mean, go to Sevilla if you ever come to South Spain. It's beautiful, very, very beautiful. Especially maybe if you're from overseas, if you're from the United States planning a trip to South Spain or Spain, check it out. Lovely city. And yeah, me and my friends are walking around there, and there is a nice, town square there, which also was featured in one of the Star Wars movies, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I think the palace there was featured in one of the Star Wars movies. It's Square de España, so Spanish Square, which, by the way, you have them in almost any town in Spain. Some town square is called Plaza de España or so. So, which is quite funny. But yeah, in Sevilla there is one too, and they have this beautiful palace there. Very amazing, stunning. You know, you go there and like, wow, this is amazing. I don't know who resided there. You know, if it was a local monarch or maybe it was a summer home for the king or something. I didn't do my research on that. I'm sorry, but it's beautiful. And there is also some waterworks and stuff in front of it. And there is this little canal where you can rent these little dinghies, you know, small little boats with oars, which I learned by now. It's not rudders and not paddles. The technically correct term is oars, and you can paddle around there. So we were hanging out there, and we were recognizing, which is astonishing to me because rowing a boat like that in my book is very easy. I've been doing it since, you know, I was a kid, and sure, when you first try it, it could be a little bit difficult, but it's very basic physics. You know, you take your oar, put it in the water, pull back, and propel yourself forward. And logically, if you want to move, you have to pull the oars out of the water. And repeat and rinse and repeat, and you know, repeat that process. Do it over and over, and then you should move. So while we were standing there and looking at the palazzo, we didn't come there to look at people rowing. We recognized there were quite a bunch of people who were extremely stupid when it came to the rowing. They just didn't get the basic principles of it, the very basic physics, pretty much. You know, how you row a boat. Just push forward, right? And it was not related to gender. That's I want to say that first, because I did this video then after we standing there for a while, and I saw the next few people coming through, and incidentally it was two women, two Asian tourists that were trying to row their boat there, and it was a complete and utter fail. And before there was a couple, there was two guys trying to row the boat, and it was hilarious. And while I was standing there, I said, man, I should really film that. How crazy the world is nowadays. That has potential to become a viral video, because, you know, making fun of other people always is something, you know, there's millions of videos on YouTube that are pretty much, you know, epic fail, stuff like that, where people just do dumb stuff and it's a quick little laugh. And in my opinion, it's harmless. It's pretty harmless humor. I mean, you know, I think it should be still allowed if somebody does something stupid in a public space, that you can make fun of somebody. Are we not allowed to laugh anymore? Do we have to go to the basement to laugh now in our days because somebody might be offended? Of course, it's offensive if you get mocked and whatnot, but you know, it's not. There's a huge difference. Let's say, you know, this would have been a situation where, you know, I don't know, a ship is sinking and people trying to rescue themselves and save their lives, and a tornado is coming in and they're failing to row and their life is in danger, you know, and you stand there and mock them and you don't help them. I mean, that would be obviously quite messed up in the brain and in general, but this was a completely harmless situation, and they were just not capable of rowing. And yeah, incidentally, when I filmed that, was two women. So I wanted to address one thing, projection, that was going on there. First of all, I get a comment or two, or a few even, where people are generally saying, wow, this guy filming this and narrating this is a complete douchebag. Look at him, he's not standing there. What he should do is he should get into the boat and help them and teach them how to row, you know, or you know, be a white knight and come in and help the poor little ladies that cannot row and show them how it's done. So mansplaining, you know, which is already pretty sexist if you ask me, because, you know, I'm not saying that women cannot row. My girlfriend can row like a boss. And, you know, pretty much everybody that is female and I know can row a dang boat. At least they can figure it out. You know, maybe it's a physical thing. Generally speaking, women are weaker when it comes on the physical side, but this is not about racing an Olympic boat for a medal. It's about rowing in this little freaking canal. It's not about speed, and anybody can do it, even a kid, you know. So, yeah. Why go in there and explain to them, let them figure it out themselves? And you would assume, as like dozens and dozens and dozens of people are rowing past them, they would eventually be able to, you know, copy, mimic, you know, look what the others are doing. Aha, one person is sitting there with the back to the front of the boat, and it's this perpetual movement. And yeah, you just copy that. And if that is, which I could understand, for some people maybe that's a bit too much to coordinate, you know, because it'll takes a while to get into how to row a boat properly and to have it as a smooth movement. I totally understand that. So then you can still go canoe style, you know what I mean? Like just, you know, you hand one paddle to one guy or one oar to one guy to the other, and then you row canoe style and you propel yourself forward. You should be able to figure that out. So one comment I got, for example, was, okay, so what you're trying to say is women are stupid, you know? And nowhere in the video ever I say, look at these stupid women or something. I specifically even address them gender neutral, call it people. Of course, in the title the video says two girls, one boat, which is obviously a reference to a meme, an internet meme, two girls, one, I don't want to, you know, don't look it up now, you don't want to see this. But there is a pretty famous gnarly video you don't want to see, which has the two girls, one, and then something in the title. So obviously that's a reference to that, and that is of course part of the YouTube game. You have to play with titles, with tags, with descriptive titles. Some people call it clickbait, although the term clickbait, in my opinion, is also widely wrongly used. Clickbait, in my opinion, the classical clickbait, which I don't really like, is if you actually use a title and it's not even happening in this video. You know, I don't know, if I would have called the video two girls drown while trying to row or something like that, something that never really happens in the video, that is clear clickbait to me. If it's a descriptive, catchy phrase like that, it's not clickbait, it's just smart, using the YouTube algorithm. As you know, things change on YouTube about recommendations and all that stuff, and if you want to hit the YouTube algorithm and do this as a job, you have to consider using flashy titles. It's just a must. There's no way around it. I wish it would be like that, and you could just, you know, do whatever title, and everybody, all of your subscribers would constantly follow you and watch your videos and get your videos in your sub boxes and be interested in everything. But that is not how YouTube works nowadays. I'm pretty sure a lot of YouTubers already explained that to you. I mean, you see that, you know, people have millions of subscribers, or in my case, I have like almost 600,000, and you would assume all of them would always want to watch my videos, but that's not the case. Around between 30 to 60, maybe sometimes 70,000, if it's a cool episode with some interesting stuff going on, will watch this. So if you're getting 10%, you're lucky. Look at PewDiePie or others. There's 55 million subscribers, and technically his videos get between 2 million, 3, 4 million. So, you know, he's also in that 10% range kind of ballpark. If you look at B-Dubs, for example, as another guy you like and watch, he has like 1.2 million subscribers, and then sometimes gets, I don't know, up to 110, 120,000 viewers sometimes, not all the time, on the Hermitcraft episode. So around 10%. And if you think about that, if you make a living of it, that's obviously not enough. So that's the clickbait part of it. But that is all regular criticism, and some people don't like it. Somebody said, for example, I saw a comment, "Oh, thank you for deciding for me to unsubscribe from you because of this title." And then I really think, what the hell is wrong with you, guy? If that prompts you to unsubscribe from me, then I don't even want you as a subscriber at all. Because you said you used clickbait, now I'm an evil person, and or whatever. I don't know what the reasoning behind that stuff is. It doesn't make any sense to me. You know me. I think the guys that are around on my channel for a while know me. I'm a reasonable person. I try to be a good person, as you know, in this YouTube jungle. Try to keep my integrity, not to go full on hardcore sellout mode and all these things, and try to stay true to myself as good as possible. We work for charity, you know, all the things you do to try to make a difference, right? So yeah, with that said, those comments really don't faze me because I find them idiotic. What fazes me though is a lot of the assumptions and projections were made, which hurt me a lot. For example, saying, okay, what you're trying to say is women are stupid, which is completely ridiculous. I stand there with 4 other women. I love women. You know, I don't, in my mind, this whole thinking women are somewhat inferior to men and all that, it never ever played a role in my life ever. Some of you might know, you know, my parents got a divorce, and then I grew up mostly with my grandma and my mom, and both of them are very powerful people. Very powerful people. So I learned from a young age, very young age, that women are, if not even more powerful than men. There is no difference for me. You know, they are as capable, as smart, as intelligent, and sometimes, as many studies show, maybe even smarter when it comes to school and stuff like that, right? So that for me that was a bit offensive, but I can understand because, you know, there is people out there who don't know me and, you know, quickly jump to this conclusion. I also saw the other extreme. I saw then some comments. People were saying, ah, yeah, women drivers, quite obvious, you know, and blah blah blah. So a lot of men also still believing in these stereotypes and were jumping onto that right away, which was also not really nice to say and to see, especially, and really think to yourself, in what world are you living? Women drivers? I mean, there's World Championship rally car female drivers. Why do you even think in such categories? So this video was really interesting to me, just, you know, from my social science background, especially, and you really think, yeah, despite maybe those, yeah, say prejudice is not a thing in your life, it's still widespread, and, you know, some of the criticism for this video might be justified, because clearly some man that watched the video immediately was like, "Oh, look at the stupid girls, they can't drive, and probably they have driver's license." And Then I saw another comment, for example, saying, yeah, that's why we cannot have women in charge because the world would be utter chaos and stuff like that. And you really think to yourself, really? Do you really, really believe that? Is that your shtick? You think women are somewhat inferior to men or what? You really question yourself. It's like, what the hell is wrong with people? Like, seriously, what makes you think like that? So, interestingly enough, that video definitely made me think. And if I ever get a chance to do something like that again and I see a hilarious scene, I will still do it. Because now, listen, that is the absurd part of it. I made plenty of videos here on YouTube about all kinds of stuff, right? So as I said, I made plenty of videos in my time on YouTube. And yeah, this video caused the biggest hype, from outside sources in my whole YouTube career. Like, it was a big post on our videos with a lengthy discussions about what kind of jerk I am and I should have saved the poor ladies and white knighted and all that, and all kinds of speculations that I'm probably some fat dude who's creepy and stalking women and I can probably row myself. I challenge everybody to a rowing contest. Yeah, all you freaks from Reddit, man, come at me. I'll row the living heck out of you. So, all kinds of insanity, and there was literally dozens of requests from all kind of media to buy the license for this video. Exclusive licenses with revenue split, or one-time use licenses, and all kinds of stuff. And then you really ask yourself, okay, so this is it now. This is what is considered a viral video. Literally some very stupid stuff. Is very stupid. I mean, come on, it's just some people who can't row a boat. It's not like, wow, we landed on Mars. But huge interest. As I said, I got dozens and dozens of emails, and also the video got stolen like dozens of times from, I don't know, Dutch news. They just downloaded it and re-uploaded it to their website, so they can monetize it. They didn't use embedded, an embedded link from my YouTube channel. They just ripped it, not even giving credits and stuff like that. So that also comes, and I had to get in touch with my YouTube network and flag a bunch of people, because I don't care if they embed the video. I mean, that also helps to give the video a bit more exposure, and in the end, is to my profit. But just stealing shit and uploading it like that, I'm not cool with that. So yeah, crazy. And then you think to myself, okay, this is it now. So this is it, what people want to see, which stands in a stark contrast to many of the comments where I got, where people say, oh man, how can you be so mean? Who would want to watch this? But still, the video goes viral and has 500,000 views now, and is still tanking more views, and gonna be on some TV shows, and in some of those shows, like Most Stupid People shows and stuff like that. And yeah, that just shows how dishonest this whole discussion kind of is. Yeah, people like to be the social justice warriors, but in the end, they also found it funny and just watched it. So yeah, I don't know. Wait, how do we do cursed dirt again? Was it like that? Yeah. So it's weird, I knew the video had potential to go viral and cause some buzz, but I didn't expect it to be that big and catch so much attention. Especially all the requests from the media kind of spooked me out a bit, I have to say. It was like all of a sudden, I don't know, all kinds of TV companies write you and, hey, we saw your amazing video, can we use it in a news segment? We will credit your YouTube channel or something, they try to get it cheap, and then you have to negotiate and say, no, if you want to use it, you gotta buy a one-time license off me, and then they try to still, go as cheap as possible, offer you $50 or so. Obviously, you shouldn't go for that. In case of any, that something like that happens to you, and you by chance create a video that creates some media hype, I can give you some numbers. Typically, you should start negotiating for non-exclusive use of your video, and it starts at around $300. And depending how big the show is and so on, you go up, not down. And well, if they really want to have your video, they're gonna pay that, because $300 is nothing for a big TV network in their budget. If you're talking about other licensing, we're talking completely different numbers, way bigger numbers. So yeah, if you ever have a social media hit, that sounds so weird, keep that in mind. Don't let them rip you off. And really, if you see your video being used without your permission somewhere else, you get to them, send them a notice that they should remove the video. And if they don't comply, you can sue them. And then we're talking about way bigger numbers. Then we're talking about thousands of dollars if they don't comply, and you request a takedown of a video and they don't. Yeah, you can make a lot of money of that. So in the end, you would hope some idiots rip your video and you request a takedown, but you have to do that before. You cannot just wait it out and see, they left it open and I never notified them. You have to notify them and let them know they have to take it down. So yeah, that's that. It was a valuable lesson for me, once again, how quickly people judge, and also how projection works. That's always an interesting study. So for example, that one comment of somebody saying, so you want to say women are stupid, that is a total projection by this person, and it's in their head that they think women are stupid, and that's why they picked that up. Quite interesting. Also, yeah, I sure can understand some of the criticism when people say, yo, you mock these girls, they could hear that and so on. That's another thing. I was surprised how the camera perspective actually looked, and also the people that were with me there during this video also said, wow, it looks so close. But I can guarantee you they could not hear us. They were at least 15 to 20 meters away from us, and they were really focused on their thing, and I'm very close to the camera speaking, so it's a bit louder, and I guarantee you they didn't hear us really mocking them in a bad way, because I wouldn't want to do that. And ideally, we also talked about it afterwards. My friends that were involved said, man, the perfect happy ending would have actually been if one of us jumped into the boat then and stopped by and showed them how to do it. And I partially agree with that. I partially also disagree, because let's say at least I couldn't have done it. Maybe some of my female friends that were there with me could have probably done it, because otherwise, there would be some other people criticizing me and saying, yeah, mansplaining, can't let the women figure it out themselves. Look at the macho. He wants to show them how it's done and show off, So, yeah, in theory, that would have been the perfect happy ending for that video, if we'd actually show them how it's done then and help them out. But yeah, it was not really an option there. I would have to rent a boat, it's like, and we also later saw these people again, and they were there with their tourist group, and they even had a Chinese tourist guide. It was a bigger group of people, so I don't think we would have had a good way to communicate with each other. I don't think they really spoke English. Probably it would have been possible, And yes, sure, it would have been a nice gesture to actually help them out then and show him how it's done. But that didn't happen, and I think it's still fine. I mean, you can also figure out yourself how to row a dang boat. That's what it's all about. In the end, it boils down to some people not being able to understand the simplest physics and just row a damn boat. That's it. I don't see much more in that. I don't, for me that's it. It was a funny moment, and I think it should be okay to have a good laugh sometimes, right? It's not a crime. Nobody was hurt. It was just these two people doing some funny stuff, and probably if they have a good sense of humor and they see the video later themselves, they would say, "Oh my God, yeah, we sure looked quite foolish there. Oh Lord, it sure is not so hard to row a boat." So yeah, that's the story with that. I hope you enjoyed this little story time as well. Listen to it podcast style. Make sure to leave a like on this video here. If you haven't seen the two girls video, go back, check it out, make up your mind. And just a little hint, in case you want to but you shouldn't, don't get in fights with people in the comment section and try to convince them of, I don't know, that I'm not a bad guy or this douche, and that stuff like that is always causing a thought process for me. That won't change a thing. Many people are just on the internet to fight. That's what they like to do. It's like a hobby to them, fighting with people randomly. So no need to go back there and try to salvage the situation. It didn't hurt. I was a bit disappointed because I saw some comments of longer term subscribers and supporters, and that was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna unsubscribe because of that. You're really an asshole and a douchebag. And I really thought, wow, okay, that escalated quickly. How could you say that to me? If you know me a little bit, I'm anything but a douchebag compared to a lot of people out there. Just saying. So yeah, would I do a video like that again? Yes, if the situation presents itself. And let's see, do we have a flint and steel there somewhere? I would definitely do a video like that again, because it's just how the YouTube game works. Videos like that can be, in this case it was not really, but can be absolute game changers for channels. And yeah, the doorbell rings. This is our cleaning lady, and actually it's a guy. His name is Uwe. Treat everybody equally. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna put some fireplaces down here, and I see you next time. I'm out. Looking forward to the discussion in the comment section here. Let me know your opinion. Bye guys.